Well, the Spanish Football Federation has called for the resignation of its president, Luis Rubiales. This just hours after prosecutors launched a preliminary investigation into whether his actions amount to sexual assaults. Rubiales kissed national team player Jenni Hermoso on the lips after Spain won the Women's World Cup. Meanwhile, Rubiales' mother has gone on hunger strike in protest at the way she says her son is being treated.
Friends like these are in short supply for Luis Rubiales. They chant support to Rubiales. Behind this door, one of his last remaining supporters, his mum, who's locked herself inside a church on hunger strike. Other locals are left to speak for her.
We're talking about a little kiss. He didn't kill anyone, and others who have killed are free. So what should we call this? They're hunting him.
This is the, quote, little kiss that star player Jenni Hermoso says she did not consent to. Rubiales has accused her of lying and is refusing to budge. His I will not resign speech, one of the many nadirs in this story, but now these same people applauding have turned against him. Spanish FA regional presidents releasing a statement after a marathon 5-hour meeting on Monday night, saying, after the latest developments and the unacceptable behaviour, the president's request that Luis Rubiales resign immediately. Reading the room or protecting themselves. This was the message from Spain's Deputy Prime Minister on Monday.
Whoever applauds the violation of someone's rights, whoever applauds a presumed sexual aggression, a forced kiss, should not continue in their position.
It started with a kiss, now it's come to this, a mass protest in Madrid on Monday night. The, quote, little kiss has provoked a wider debate in Spain about sexual harassment of women and consent. The message in Spanish, it's over, with Rubiales on the other side of the debate and increasingly isolated.
Let's speak to Jonathan Crane from DW Sports for more on this story. Hi, Jonathan. It appears Rubiales here is really digging in his heels, refusing to resign. Do we know where all of this leaves him and, in fact, where he is at the moment?
Yeah, he's been very quiet over the last few days, hasn't he?
Sure
but I
has.
think, given all the bluster from him last week and how, it seemed with every statement he seemed to make things worse for himself, creating more and more enemies. Perhaps then, sensible that he is keeping quiet. Let's remember that FIFA, World Football's governing body, has provisionally suspended him for 90 days from all football activity. So Rubiales, perhaps with an eye on that investigation, complying. He can't even contact Jenni Hermoso. That was one of the things stipulated by FIFA. Where does it leave him? Well, as I said in the piece, he is increasingly isolated now. We had the statement from the Spanish Football Federation regional presidents last night. They were ones who supported him on Friday when he gave his speech. They're now against him. So he really has very few allies left. And they've also said that they want to completely, effectively overhaul the way the federation is run. That seems to have appeased the Spanish government today, although they cannot interfere in the way the federation is run, who runs it. FIFA and UEFA take a dim view on things like that. They would be very happy if there was a total clear-out, because let's remember, Rubiales is at the top, but there was a whole load of people beneath him supporting him and arguably enabling him.
That's right, a whole structure there. It didn't just happen in a vacuum. Obviously, with this outrage growing on one side and his supporters dwindling, how much longer can this go on for, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there is obviously a lot of pressure on him to resign. And with every day that goes past, he has fewer and fewer allies. So there is a lot of pressure. As well as that FIFA suspension, you've got Spain's top sports court looking at this. They could impose a ban of 15 years from all sports activity. So that would be huge. Spanish prosecutors, as you mentioned at the top, they are also looking into it. They're going to ask Jenni Hermoso if she wants to press sexual assault charges. So, the sensible thing for him would be probably to resign. Let's make everyone's lives easier, make your life easier, Mr. Rubiales. But we heard his statements last week. He is defiant. He won't give up without a fight. He's got a huge salary as well at stake here, about €1 million in total from the federation and for his role as UEFA vice president. So it does seem like he wants to go down all guns blazing.
Yeah, and what about his mother? I think this is, for me, the wildest twist in this story. We don't have long, but just before we go, she's on hunger strike against his what she sees as his poor treatment.
Yeah, this story, I mean, just when you think it doesn't get more crazy, it does. This happened yesterday. She's locked herself inside a church. She's on hunger strike. She's 72 years old, a retired hairdresser. And she said today, I will remain here for as much time as my body can. I am willing to die for justice because my son is a decent person.
Well, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on that. That is DW Sports' Jonathan Crane in the studio.